Got this. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome or... Why do I want to say it wrong every time? Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new. For today's video I wanted to do something that I started off my channel with, which was a kind of favourites and aspirations video. So I wanted to do a spring favourites and this kind of aspiration video for the next kind of few months before I go to university in September, essentially. And I just wanted to talk about all the things that I'm really into right now as we go into spring. I am so excited for spring. I feel like I'm definitely appreciating the transition into spring a lot more. I suppose I kind of missed a lot of winter because I was away, as you maybe seen if you saw any of my travel logs, but I've been kind of away and I missed a lot of winter, but I'm genuinely so excited to get into spring. Some daffodils are out, which makes me so happy because I don't know if I spoke about this already. I might have spoken about it in reference to Big Deal, the Lucy Dacus song, but I love daffodils. They remind me of just like being a kid and all of that, and I just, seeing them brings me so much joy, and it's just like the perfect symbol of springtime to me. So I was very excited to kind of see them again. So I wanted to kind of use this video as a thought diary because I obviously have done a lot of vlogs and stuff, but I still want to be able to essentially just document, kind of like you would when I write in my journal, just all the stuff I've been thinking about, but also kind of in a video format. So yeah, that was a really bad explanation, but I think we should just get into it. Oh, by the way, if I keep looking down at this video, it's because I'm looking at my notes. The first thing we're just gonna start off with kind of little hobbies and things that I've been doing. I don't really have a whole lot of new stuff to talk about. I'm still journaling. I've definitely still been doing a lot of that and a lot more consistently as well, or at least like twice a month. You know, which for me that's consistency. That's good. As I said in the last video, it doesn't need to be every day. It's just doing it like, you know, every few weeks is kind of enough. So I'm happy with kind of my progress in that. I also started a new journal. I got this Moomin one in Norway because that's where the Moomins originate from, or like the Moomin design, because it's like based off trolls, which is a big part of Norwegian folklore. Anyway, so I got this really pretty little thing to use as my diary. I started that at the beginning of January. So yeah, this is what I'm using for now, obviously until I fill it up, and then I could get another one. But so that was exciting because it meant I filled up my journal for the first time ever. Like I've never gotten to the end of like a notebook or diary or anything. So that was exciting that I got to the end of my first one. Let's talk about some new things. So over kind of the last like few months or whatever, I feel like there's been a lot of those like cutesy, simple kind of comfort colouring books, and I was talking to my mum about how I kind of wanted to do that and have a colouring book while I like watched something, because it kind of helps me like not look at my phone, because I feel like I always need to be doing something with my hands, so having something else is very useful. All of that to say, I got a colouring book for Christmas, so I've been doing colouring and I've done some of that while I've been watching films or just anything. Oh my gosh, I didn't realise I finished this like opening page. I can show you a few of them. If you think they look really bad, then fair enough. This is like very simple colouring book. I'm not great at... Oh, I like this one, this is cute. I'm not great at like colouring. I'm not great at kind of hand crafty stuff, to be honest. I'm much better kind of digitally, but I like the colouring and simple pictures and stuff just because it's very easy and mindless. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that. So that's the first hobby. The second hobby is actually a lot newer say in the past maybe like month or two, it being March now by the way when I'm filming this, it will probably be April by the time this video comes out, but basically I started doing a little bit of scrapbooking because I finally decided to use some stickers. All of the scrapbooking I've done has been so far in correlation to Stray Kids because it's just what I've had to scrapbook. So I finally put together a little page for the Minchan event that me and Tia went to. Hopefully you can see it. I think it turned out so cute, but I got stickers as freebies from, I think, some photo cards that I bought at one point, and I just decided to use some of them to make up this whole little collage thing, which I think has turned out so cute. I'm so happy with it. And then I also, because while I was in New Zealand, I found the Stray Kids Pepero. I didn't know what to do with the boxes because you kind of want to keep the boxes, but I don't want to like have them out like as a whole box. And obviously I ate the Pepero. So I've done some little collages or little designs for stickers for the Stray Kids Pepero, which is so fun and so cute. I'm so happy with how they've turned out. I think it looks so adorable. It's just little things and it's so much fun. I recommend getting stickers. I think stickers are so much fun. It's just kind of being a result of me getting stickers to do my binder. So, and then I was like, I suddenly have stickers and I get to enjoy it, and it's nice. It's nice to have like a big book of stickers, so I'm kind of less scared to use them. I think we all have that thing where it's like, I want to find the perfect place for the sticker. But having this book, I'm finally fighting the urge to just never use any stickers, and I'm now actually using them, and it's actually brought me a lot of joy. So scrapbooking has been fun, and again I've kind of used it just like I'll just have something on in the background and I'll do scrapbooking, and that's been a lot of fun for me. Moving on, I wanted to quickly kind of acknowledge a few things that I talked about in the first video that I did and my goals, and I wanted to acknowledge kind of the goals that I did achieve. Because I feel like I spend so much of my time focusing on the next thing and worrying about all the things that I need to get done, and I wanted to kind of just acknowledge the fact that I had done a lot of what I set out to do, because I beat myself up a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have the same experience, so yeah. But for some of my achievements, I did finish the script for my short film. So yeah, I actually finished that back in September, I think. So it's been a long time. I'm currently in the process of doing casting and kind of sorting out. So I can hopefully film maybe early summer, late springtime. So hopefully I will. That's kind of the next goal from that. But let's just appreciate I did finish the script. It was the first, full short film script that I've ever done. So that's really exciting. Full dialogue and everything. So yeah, hopefully eventually I'll have a film that I can show you guys. Yeah. The next thing, obviously, that we need to acknowledge, and you will know about if you just click on my channel and you can see, I posted little travel vlogs I wanted to. This was like a pretty big project and honestly a lot of effort, but I'm really glad I did it. I posted travel vlogs for all the travel that I did. So yay, because that was something that I was like, I'm gonna do over my gap year, and I did it. So that's pretty cool. I hope that you guys achieved some of your goals that you had going into summer. If you want to talk about anything, comment below. I'd love to hear kind of what you've been up to and what you're proud of, because I think it's important to be proud of the stuff that you do, because it's really easy to just get distracted and be so focused and anxious about doing the next thing. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of do that little segment to like remind myself that I have done stuff. Yeah. Okay, my goals for, I guess, until September now is keep posting on YouTube. Obviously, I am working my way towards that goal by doing this video. I want to, obviously I set up my goal as doing more travel vlogs, but I still want to post and I still want to be able to do all of that stuff, because I really enjoyed it and I really enjoyed the process of editing, and just, yeah, I think it's just something that I want to keep doing, if not for anyone else, for me. And I would also love to keep doing it into uni as well, but hopefully we'll kind of have time to do that. Next thing, obviously short film. I want to film my short film. I want to edit all of it. I want to have that. It's something that talking about kind of makes me feel really anxious because I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like I'm stressed about completing it. But yeah, so hopefully I can do that. Even though talking about it makes me anxious, it was even when I was talking to my friend, and because I'd sent her the script for it, and then we actually had to talk through it, and I had to like read some of it with her, and that was a really nerve-wracking experience. I think whenever you create any form of art, it's okay to a point, and then suddenly you realise other people have to see it, and especially in filmmaking, because it is such a collaborative process, you suddenly realise, oh my gosh, this project that is kind of so close to me, because all art is so personal, but this project that is like mine, I now have to share with other people, and even before it's completed. The final one is just kind of a boring one. I need to get my driver's license. I've been taking driving lessons, and I have my theory test booked now, so fingers crossed that will go okay. I'm a bit nervous about it, but I think I'm getting better, hopefully, but I just want to have my driving license and all that driving stuff done before September. I had planned to do a January video where I would talk about kind of my favourite media of the year. That was the plan. It just never happened. I ended up posting a vlog of Tia in January, and I just never got around to doing it, because then obviously I went to New Zealand anyway. So at the beginning of the year, that just never happened. So I'm doing it now. It's kind of a weird time, but I still wanted to talk about my favourite albums from this year for music. So obviously Forever Is a Feeling. That album has been like so important to me this year. It is really, I don't know, I feel like it's going to end up being so formative for me just for the rest of my life. I just feel like that album, just has influenced me in such a way. It's just an incredible album. It tells such an incredible story. It's so beautiful. Obviously I saw Lucy in June, and that was an incredible time. Definitely a highlight of 2025 for me. The rest of them won't have been out when I did my last video, but the next one is Willoughby Tucker, Willoughby Tucker, I Will Always Love You. That's what it's called. Sorry, I get confused. I know it starts as Willoughby Tucker, and then I'm just like, I don't remember. But I spoke about how I was excited that was coming out in my last video, and obviously it came out in August, and unsurprisingly, the album was beautiful. Hayden is a master of storytelling, and the whole thing was beautiful. Her production is incredible. The songs, 15 minutes and still not long enough. You know what I mean? With Waco, Texas, it is just such a beautiful song. Although I will say, I think my favourite tracks were Knock on the Door and maybe Tempest. I don't know, just all of them. But there's something about Knock on the Door which was so beautiful but so painful. I feel like it just shows like this beautiful story of like loving someone who was struggling, and I really connected to that song, and I thought it was so beautiful. I was lucky enough to see her live. I saw her in October, and that was incredible. The next one is, of course, The Last Dinner Party's The Pyre. Again, this album was incredible. Their last album was amazing, and I had no idea how they were going to top it, and then they managed to top it. I think like somehow the production was fuller, and the whole album is so stunning, and I was just absolutely in awe of everything. I think one of my favourite tracks, I feel like Hold Your Anger is, it's like I can't even pick a favourite because it's just so good. Like the Side, Rifle, just the whole album is absolute. It's a work of art. I don't know. I just feel like no one else is quite putting out stuff like them, and I've just been really, I was just absolutely in awe when that came out, and obviously it just had to be. It's hands down one of the best albums last year for me. It's amazing, and and I didn't talk about her last time, but Hayley Williams obviously came out with an album. When did this come out? I think it came out in November. if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. But her album Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party, again, an incredible album. I honestly had never really listened to Hayley Williams like solo music before, but I remember when she released all of the songs as singles, and I gave them all a listen, and oh my gosh, it's just such a phenomenal album. She is so fantastic, and yeah, it quickly became one of my favorite albums, and I ended up getting it on vinyl because it was just so good. Yeah, I actually have all of these on vinyl. But I feel like that's a natural response when I hear something that I love a lot. I'm just like, I need a physical copy of that. But so yeah, those are my top 4 albums. Ooh, what are my favourite tracks from the Bachelorette Party? Sorry, this video is all over the place. I think probably, Parachute. Oh my gosh, I love Parachute. The whole sound of that is just everything. I feel like Blood Brothers is such an emotional song, and again, it just kind of makes me think about all my friends. I feel like that's something that really is what sits in common with all of these albums, is that it makes me feel emotional and it makes me reflect on my own life and my own relationships with other people. So yeah, that's what kind of makes these albums special to me. Another thing I have to say about 2 of these albums, actually, Forever is a Feeling and Libby Tucker, they had a huge influence on the script writing process for the short film. Forever is a Feeling more in the sense of themes and kind of how I was looking at relationships in the writing process. And then Willoughby Tucker, I would listen to each of the instrumental tracks so much while I was writing that script. It's just, I don't know, it has the sound and the production on those instrumental tracks is so perfect for kind of being creative and writing. So if you are looking to write anything, I would definitely recommend listening to those tracks, as well as a lot of the Twin Peaks soundtrack. That's kind of what I was listening to while I was writing that. Obviously, I have to talk about my season album, which came out at the end of February. Nothing's about to happen to me. I mean, it's incredible. Did I expect anything less from Mitski? No. I am so excited. I got tickets to see her in London for her show. Cannot wait. I just can't wait to see her again and to see kind of the production and everything. An absolutely gorgeous album. Different from anything else that she's put out, but still such a beautiful project. Yeah, I've been listening to it a lot since it came out. My favourite track on there is 100% Dead Woman. The moment that song came on, I was just like, it's a phenomenal song. And the final music shout out is, of course, Moona's new album, which I spoke briefly about in my New Zealand vlog. But I am so excited for this album. It comes out May 8th. It is called Dancing on the Wall. I feel like at this point I just want to give advertising for it, because I think Moona are so underrated. Genuinely, I am obsessed with the single for Dancing on the Wall, which is the title track. I mean, it's everything that you could love about Moona in a song. And then So What recently came out, which was the second single they put out. Again, it's very different to the first single that they put out, but so incredible. I think they've been talking about how this is the album that they think represents them the most, and I truly cannot wait for the album. And I honestly, my expectations, I don't want to put too much pressure, but my expectations are high, and I am expecting this to be their best album. Just from what I've heard so far, I think it definitely has the capacity to be. It's going to have, all of the classic, everything that makes Moona, like the heartbreak, but along with like the such like fun and kind of with the like electronic kind of production, also like the fun pop energy and just all of that. And I cannot wait to see them live in London again in May. It's my first time seeing them live, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this album. Okay, I feel like that's enough. Honestly, whenever I start talking about media, I just end up like gushing over something. I'm just like, oh, and they're just amazing, and I can't wait. And you know, it just everyone else does that, right? I hope so, because that's what I end up doing. Moving on to the other. See, I said we were done with music. Unfortunately, we're not done with music because now I have to talk about like K-pop stuff, which is something that I hadn't dived into in the last video because I only got into it in like in like July, August, September was kind of when I was properly got into it. I mean, I've already spoken about Stray Kids in this video. Obviously, like, I'm obsessed with them. Like, let's not even lie. I have been really enjoying their music. It has been so different from what I would usually listen to, but a really like welcomed change to me. I think it was something that I really needed, and having something kind of upbeat and different and has just been a lot of fun. I think when I look at my music taste and then look at some of the K-pop stuff I listen to, it doesn't make sense. And for some reason in my brain, when I first got into it, I felt weirdly guilty about that, or I felt insecure, and I think I still kind of do to a point, which is weird because I've never felt insecure as much in myself. Well, I feel like it's always kind of like I don't want to talk too much about my interests because I don't want to annoy people. But with the K-pop stuff, it was like I genuinely felt like kind of embarrassed, and I still kind of do to an extent, which is ridiculous, right? Because at the end of the day, it's something that brings me joy, and anyone who cares about you and and that you should give your time to will accept what you love. But I think sometimes listening to a breadth of things is kind of the best way to kind of live life, because you wanna have stuff, a bit of everything, and it's just been a lot of fun to dive into. I watched the Stray Kids film, as you will have seen if you watch my New Zealand vlog, which was so much fun. I went alone and I ended up making friends, and yeah, I think I'm just kind of so grateful that I kind of have this fan of space now. It's just been a lot of fun and I'm really enjoying it. It's also been so fun to hang out with my friend Tia, and how we just kind of get to explore this world together. And yeah, I don't know, I think it just means a lot to me, and I always love kind of the community aspect of fandom. I love feeling like I'm part of something, and I think I would love to go to like more K-pop events and community aspects and all of that to kind of enjoy that. So yeah, I realised I spent so long talking about music and did not once mention the Zeros album that came out. Oh my gosh, it is called, sorry, I keep forgetting the name of it, Death in the Business of Wailing. That album is incredible. Now, I'd already been getting into Zeros over kind of the early like spring, summer last year, so I had started listening to them, and then when I saw he had a new album coming out, I was like, well, I of course I need to listen to it. And oh my goodness, that project is incredible. It is the most heartbreaking, beautiful project. Like that album is gorgeous. I've listened to it so much in New Zealand. I've listened to it so much journaling. Every time, it's the perfect album to journal to when you feel like sad and you just need to like feel all those emotions. It is absolutely incredible, and I just had to acknowledge it. It's definitely going to end up being in my like 2026 best albums for sure. It's definitely my favourite album of his that he's come out with. It is the production on it, just everything. My favourite songs, I love In Violet. Oh my gosh, Kill What You Eat is incredible. Yeah, just the whole album. Listen to it all the way through. You have to do it if you feel sad, or like you need that melancholy vibe, and you just need to sometimes you just need to let yourself cry, and that is the perfect album to do it to. I need that on vinyl. Okay, now we're gonna finally, are we actually gonna escape music? We're finally escaping the music section. Let's go on to film. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot of updates in terms of film. I am still obsessed with Mulholland Drive. It's still my favourite film right now. I love it. However, since I made that video, I have watched a lot of David Lynch's projects. I think the only one that I still haven't seen is The Straight Story. I finished Twin Peaks, I finished Twin Peaks: The Return, I watched Wild at Heart, I watched Elephant Man. I've seen like as much as it basically as I possibly could, except for obviously that and then some of his shorts that I haven't seen. I've been really enjoying that. Although I will say Wild at Heart was not my favourite. Yeah. Anyway, but I got through his work and I've had a lot of fun with that, and let's just say I think he's going to be a hugely influential filmmaker on any of the future stuff that I make. Yeah. But that was kind of one of my goals that I talked about I wanted to watch. I think I mentioned I needed to watch Wild at Heart and Firewalk with Me in my dream video. I'm currently working my way through Wong Kar-wai's discography as well. I was lucky enough to get a box set of 7 of his films in Blu-ray for £100. It's the Criterion Collection box set. I've watched all but one. I still need to watch 2046 and I'm so desperate to watch that film, but I've been watching them with my friend, so I've been waiting to kind of hang out with her so I can watch them. But oh my gosh, it's just been so fun. It's also been so interesting to see how his style evolved from kind of the first film, which was I think As Tears Go By, and just kind of watch it evolve and kind of see how that led to you know, everything. And yeah, so I found that so fascinating. Fallen Angels is still my favourite, although I love Chungking Express so much. It's kind of hard to pick between the two. Yeah, anyway. What else? I also really, kind of a goal, I guess, for watching, I need to like watch loads more Studio Ghibli movies. Is it Ghibli or Ghibli? Someone needs to tell me, because I've heard people pronounce it both ways. I'm still not 100% sure. Let me know if there's like the correct way to pronounce it is. But I really want to watch a lot of those. I watched Kiki's Delivery Service, I think around last week, maybe the week before. I can't exactly remember. I loved it. Oh my gosh, just a cute like witch going around. Amazing. Loved. Yeah, so that's definitely convinced me that I need to watch more of them. I think sometimes you just need kind of that slightly cozy vibe, but also with a very strong kind of lesson. And yeah, I think a lot of the work is very inspiring. Yeah. Obviously, I have to talk about Lord of the Rings. I did a full re-watch of that when I was on the plane on the way to New Zealand, which has been so much fun and truly made me remember what I loved so much about fantasy. I think that trilogy for me kind of encompasses what I love about fantasy, the found family aspect, and so it's just, I don't know, it's just such a good trilogy and I love those films. So I had a lot of fun watching that. So I just needed to quickly shout that out. Also, I saw Elijah Wood dancing, but I think he was at like some sort of like club or something, and he was like kind of DJing and put on Golden from like the K-pop Demon Hunters film. And I just, every time I see something about Elijah Wood, he's always doing the most random side quest, and like I love it for him. I don't know, he's just doing stuff with no explanation, and anyway, I feel like he's got to be my favourite male actor, I'm not gonna lie, like it's great. Anyway, in terms of TV, I feel like I haven't watched that much. I honestly have just kind of been still on my kind of sitcom. I've always got, as I said in my last video, always got to have a sitcom going on in my life to kind of sit back and relax and like just kind of let the world pass by and not have to think too much, because I think that's why not been watching a lot of TV, because I think when I want to truly like focus on something, I'm going to put on a film instead of a TV show. So having sitcoms is kind of is the TV that I end up watching instead, and I kind of have been at the moment. What have I watched? I've been on such a Taskmaster kick since honestly like November, like 2 years ago, because I watched it for the first time with Tia. Like I'd never seen it before, and I just love it. So every once in a while, I just like binge loads of episodes of that. Or I don't even binge it, I just like whenever I'm eating or whatever at lunch, like I always end up watching that. I watch Plebs as well, which is a sitcom where they're like a group of three guys it's set in like Roman times and stuff, so that was fun. I'm also now currently finally watching Modern Family, because can you believe I haven't watched it? I feel like I have spent so long watching sitcoms. I think the first time I probably started getting into watching sitcoms was maybe when I was in like year 10, when I watched How I Met Your Mother. But there are still about a bajillion sitcoms I haven't seen, and I probably never will see, because there are so many. But I'm finally watching Modern Family from Tier's request, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah. And then the only TV show that I could really remember watching to talk about was Interview with a Vampire, because I have been, again, on a huge vampire kick. Since summer, I read V. Schwab's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which was a lot of fun, and it's like it's sapphic vampires. Love, what more do you need? So I read that, and then I've honestly just kind of been a little bit obsessed in the back of my mind with vampires ever since. I finally watched Interview with a Vampire. Can't wait for the next season. I get why everyone is obsessed with it now. It's a great show. Would recommend it if you haven't seen it already. I'm sure you probably have, because I think anyone who wanted to watch it probably has by now, and I'm very late to the party, but I did finally watch it. Can't wait for the third season. And speaking of vampire stuff, another book I read was Camilla and Lauren, which is like a kind of a retelling of Camilla, the original vampire story, but where it's like explicitly sapphic, which was a lot of fun. And then my current read is Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, which again is vampires. There's polyamory, there's stuff. It's one of those books that I've seen recommended so many times, and I finally asked for it for Christmas and I got it, and so I'm finally reading it. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying it so far. It has been a while since a book has like genuinely kind of hooked me like this, and I really wanted to read it, and this one has. I'm about 150 pages in, and I've loved it so far, so I would definitely recommend it. Pull it out for you and quickly show you. Anyway, so this is my copy. It's really good. It's really like fluffy. I'm obsessed. It's really nice to read because it's such a fluffy book. Yeah, really enjoying that at the moment. Okay, my camera's about to die, so I need to wrap this up fast. Thank you so much for watching. I think that is all of my spring favourites. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for listening to me ramble for who knows how long. I'm not looking forward to editing this back, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video. Let me know what your current favourites are. Okay, bye.